It's all on Barack. It's all on Michelle. What's unfortunate is that this young man, Darian Albert, had to die just so people can see the truth. Had nothing to do with guns. No one was shot. Couldn't he have had behind that? You can look at the footage. None of these women have husbands standing next to them. It's just the mothers. And then they got a thug cousin trying to sit up here and murmur something. I don't know. He's not intelligent. He can't even speak for the family. Wearing a freaking baseball cap. That's the height of his intelligence right there, is that baseball cap. It is exactly what you're seeing. Nothing more, nothing less. There's no frosting you can put on this one. No cherries, no nothing. You can't cover this turd up. Nope. No sprinkles. Nope. That's why they're silent right now. That's why African American women, they ain't saying nothing. They've been real quiet about this one. Because it's just direct evidence to what these African American men have been trying to tell the whole world for the past 2 years on all these different websites. Is that stop looking at the men, stop blaming the black man. It's the African American woman. It's never been us. It's just her. So, my condolences to the family. And I'm so sorry for them that they had to be caught up in this type of chaos. I'm going to tell you something else. This is going to blow your mind. There were a lot of people who came on the Sun-Times and the Tribune, and I'm talking about African American people. African American men and African American women who said that they had to just move their whole families in order to avoid this type of situation that happened on the south side of Chicago on 111th. They had to leave whole towns. Heck, even one of my cousins, man, she packed her family up. She has one boy and 2 girls. She wasn't doing well in Chicago. It was tearing down her life. And she knew that her boy may get into trouble. She knew that her girls may fall into that cycle. So she moved to Ohio. Small town. Nothing going on. Where her kids could grow up as children. Not as victims. Not as a future statistic. A lot more people came on the Tribune website and said the same thing. We had to just leave. We had to just go to a town. Go to a different city. Just to save our families. Because my son was smart, and I knew that he wouldn't last long. Because my daughter was smart, I knew she wouldn't last long. But they really moved for the boys. Because the boys are the ones that end up getting killed. It's not the girls. The girls get pregnant. The boys end up getting murdered. It's a lot of hate. Easy prey. Easy target. He's carrying books, not a gun. He's learning, not fighting. Easy prey.
Jackson and his mom took one last look at Fenger. Donna Jackson pulling her son out of the school today, hoping another school in a less violent area will allow him to focus on education.
2 weeks ago, he got beat up. It may be from the same people, I don't know, and that could have been him that they seen.
It's just really rough around here, because basically it's the whole neighborhood in general. It's not the school, it's just the neighborhood, how the kids are just cramped up from many neighborhoods to put into one school.
Fenger has always been terrible. It has always been a really violent school. Mayor Daly promised that everybody should get a fair education and a good education, and you can't if you're not safe.
The problem is that African American women find that admirable, to kill someone who is weaker. They think that's okay. They think it's okay to date a man who kills someone who's weaker than he is. It's just the truth. They reward that behavior. They reward the thug with sex, material goods, worship, praise. That's why you don't hear African American women, when they complain about the black community, when they complain about men, you don't hear them say thugs. Because that would be an omission. That would be them accepting responsibility for the fact that they chose that loser. So they don't say thug. They say black man. They put the blame elsewhere. That's what they do. Except in this case, there's nowhere else to put the blame. Because all you have to do is they'll say, but the father wasn't there. That's why my son beat another child with a railroad tie. But people are advanced now because we told the truth. We aired the dirty laundry. They're now going to ask African American women this inevitable truth. So what type of man was the father of this railroad tie swinging idiot that you just birthed? And they're not going to have a quality answer. None of them. Go ahead and ask. I dare you. I dare you to ask. Watch them clam up. Because the truth hurts. But the truth is out there now. This ain't a mystery anymore. This ain't an X-file. It's exposed. It's done. So all you all who are listening, if you have an intelligent son, save him. We need him. Keep him away from these type of women. No, I'm not saying keep him away from African American women, but you know exactly which ones I'm telling you just keep him away from. It's the belligerent African American woman. And if it just so happens that the vast majority of African American women are belligerent, then they need to change. But in the meantime, you preserve your son. You keep him alive. You do whatever you have to do to keep every one of your sons alive. Because we need him. We need him more than ever. And we certainly need him more than these women who are having sex with thugs. We certainly need him more than these thugs who are out here killing highly intelligent young men. He is more important than both of these two fools combined, massed up in a pile, in a group. One of these honor roll African American young men is more important than a pile of these fool thug worshiping idiots out here in Chicago, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA, New York. The thugs' time is over. It is done. You all weren't here in the 1960s. You start to manifest yourself during the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, in which you had your height during that Boys in the Hood time. Well, your time is done. We're tired of you. We're sick of you. It's over. We will be slowly removing you from history. We'll just write about you in history books, like the Huns, like the Vikings, like the Nomads. You're just going to be ancient history. You have no use. You're done. There's no need for you. You're a waste to the taxpayer, to this country. You're a waste to the black community. And the same thing with your women. If they're having sex with you, then they're a waste too. We don't need you anymore. We're moving on. We're going straight into the future, and we don't need the dead weight. Your time is over. Sorry. This was the Cavalry.